Wrongful conviction. The term used when a legal case is disputed after a defendant is wrongfully convicted of a crime. Dr. Charles Smith, former pathologist and head of the Pediatric Forensic Pathology Department at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto, Ontario, recently came under fire for incorrect evidence that led to many wrongful convictions.
My name is William Mullins Johnson. Everything changed after I got arrested. In jail, there is a lot of, understandable hatred for people who commit sex crimes, specifically if they're against children. I didn't do it, but that's what everyone says, right? I ended up getting placed in solitary confinement for a while, which was, solitary confinement isn't good for anyone, but neither is getting murdered, so, we all thought it was best so that I wouldn't get killed, and I eventually had to get transferred to a separate facility that was specifically for sex offenders, just so that I could be in protective custody. I was called in for a consult during the autopsy. Charles Smith had already been called in, and he gave his opinion, as an expert, that it was a case of chronic child abuse, sexual abuse specifically. I was called in to follow up, and I confirmed that it did indeed seem to be a case of sexual abuse. You have to understand that I'm not a forensic pathologist. I'm an obstetrician. I came in for the consult, and I knew that Dr. Charles Smith, who was supposed to be an expert, had already said that it seemed there was a case of child abuse. And I came in and I saw a child with considerable anal dilation, and it looked like one of the worst cases of child abuse I'd ever seen.
Go.
I went in to check on Valen in the morning, and the first thing I saw was the vomit all over the bed, and I turned her over, and she was purple, and she wasn't breathing. I screamed and ran downstairs. My husband tried to perform CPR on her, but she was already gone. We were later informed that she had been choked to death and sodomized. And Bill, my husband's brother, was the only person who could have done it. We spent years believing that William had done those things to our child. How do you come back from that?